What's up, people? Welcome back to another show. Winners and losers are back this week. I've got Will back in the hot seat. Will, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Quite good.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to getting into this.
Yeah, so obviously last week we had dogged in discussing the European show and the European results. This week we're back on the winners and losers, and we're going to go with the El Clasico to start with. We're going to start Madrid. Real Madrid versus Barcelona, 2-0 to Los Blancos. Late goals from Vinicius Jr. and Mariano late on to seal the win for Madrid, bouncing back from their defeat in the Champions League to Manchester City at home after being 1-0 up in that game. A really, really good result from Real Madrid to get back to winning ways after the week before. For sure, yeah. I definitely think it was good for them to bounce back like they did. I don't know if you watched the game. Messi was absolutely non-existent throughout the whole game. Yeah. He was nowhere to be seen. It was also great to see, obviously, Vinicius scoring his goal. Do you want to go again? I don't know how to pronounce it, mate. I was trying really hard not to laugh.
Vinicius.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say the first letter.
just go V Junior or something. I don't know. Just call Vinicius.
I'm going to say Junior. I'm just
like
say
meniscus in your knee, but with a V.
Meniscus in your knee. What's that?
It's a meniscus. I'll tell you later.
All right. Right. Start again. Sorry, mate. Meniscus. Meniscus.
Where am I starting again from?
Just go from the top.
All right. What's up, people? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. I'm back. It's Slav for winners and losers this week. I've got Will back in the hot seat. Will, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, glad to be back. Looking forward to getting stuck into this.
Yeah, so obviously last week we had dogged on going through the European roadshow, basically, and today we're back with the winners and losers, and we're going to start with El Clasico. Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 0. Real Madrid bouncing back from their Champions League defeat to Manchester City last week, a game where they were 1-0 up, and of course it sort of all fell apart with conceding the goals and then Sergio Ramos being sent off. So it was really, really important they got back to winning ways with this result. And Zinedine Zidane will be very happy, Will.
He'll be a very happy man, especially, just based on the whole performance. They just looked the real deal, to be totally honest with you. They really looked like they were in a really good position, and I genuinely think that might be a huge result come the end of the season in terms of the league table. I mean, I don't know if you watched the game. Lionel Messi was absolutely non-existent. He normally really shows up for those Clásicos, and he didn't. People saying it's because Cristiano Ronaldo was in the crowd watching.
I don't know if that's the reason why, but yeah, I do agree. He wasn't at his best. It wasn't even the greatest game of football, I think, for an El Clasico.
No.
But I think Real Madrid will just be happy that they got the job done. Obviously, fighting for that league title at the top. Vinicius Jr. getting a really important goal, and Mariano, sort of the forgotten man at Real Madrid, bagging late on to seal the win. Well, that result for Real Madrid puts them top of the league by a point ahead of Barcelona. So, like I said, really, really important. Zidane and his side got that 3 points at home in the El Clasico. 26 games played in La Liga, with Real Madrid, like I said, sitting top by a point. Let us know in the comments section below who you think will win La Liga, Barcelona or Real Madrid. We're going to talk about Manchester City winning their third League Cup in a row. A really extraordinary achievement, so a lot of credit to Manchester City and to Pep Guardiola and his side. Beating Aston Villa 2-1 at Wembley on Sunday. They survived a late scare from Villa, but they got the job done in the first half, really, I think. Obviously, John Stones with a little bit of a slip to allow Villa back in the game, but goals from Aguero and Rodri putting the icing on the cake, really, for City to win a third consecutive League Cup. Quite extraordinary achievement, like I said, Will.
Very, very extraordinary. I thought City were the real deal. A lot of people were saying to me, Villa were unlucky, Villa with this, Villa with that. But for me, ultimately, City on another day could have had 6 or 7.
Yeah, I don't think they really had to get out of first gear.
They didn't at all.
Phil Foden was sort of just strolling around the pitch.
How awesome was he?
Yeah, he's just doing his own thing, just sort of as if he was in the park with his mates. It was... the scoreline flattered Villa, I think.
I totally agree. I mean, and finally, I mean, John Stones has put a nail in his coffin for his England career. I mean, that was horrendous.
I think it's a bit unfortunate with the slip, but it's just there is no excuse for conceding that goal. So I think he slips about 10-15 yards outside his own penalty area, and they still manage to get the ball in the box, and he still manages to head it in from 12 yards.
But the guy can't defend full stop, can he? So I don't think that's much of an argument. But yeah, no, terrible for John Stones, but absolutely fantastic for City to see them win 3 League Cups in a row. I mean, a lot of people are sort of looking over this.
I'd give to win one.
Exactly. I mean, the fact that they've won 3 in a row and they're so consistent in that competition. You see Liverpool, who are obviously going to stroll to the title, who've made no effort in this competition. no effort in the FA Cup. Yeah, they've made an effort with the Champions League, but you got City, who not only did they win the league, albeit not comfortably, but they won the league with a lot of points last year, and also won the FA Cup and the League Cup, and they've done it again this year, where they probably will go on to win the FA Cup as well. And do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. That I just don't. I think they're massively overlooked.
No, I agree. We're going to move on to Italy. Napoli, third in the form table in Serie A. They beat Torino 2-1 on the weekend. A really big result for Napoli, and they're very close to getting Dries Mertens to signing a new contract. Who, of course, he would be a free agent come the summer. Someone that Spurs could look at for their striking options. But it looks like he's going to sign a new contract to the end of 2022. So, what do you think about Napoli's form at the moment?
I think Napoli have been unbelievable recently. They're not, again, another team that didn't start off that well, but they're sort of quietly creeping up the table. It's probably helped them, because obviously we saw all the games in Italy pretty much postponed because of the coronavirus.
Or played behind closed doors.
Or played behind closed doors, yeah. So Napoli were an interesting one, that their game went on in the first place. But for them the way that they dealt with that very professionally by the looks of things, and also the way that they keep this form going, they keep to be going up. It was a huge loss a couple of years ago when Sarri went to Chelsea, and he took a lot of good players with him. But like you said, if they can get Mertens on a new long-term deal, that would be absolutely excellent for them, because I think he's criminally underrated, because he's done so well with Belgium and Napoli over the last few years.
He's getting on a bit though. He's in his 30s now. He's well into his 30s now. But he's a very lethal centre forward, quick, agile, very good finisher. Napoli sits 6th in Serie A at the moment. They're quite a way off Roma in 5th. They're 6 points off Roma in 5th, and they're about 7 points or 8 points off Atalanta in 4th. So it doesn't look like they're going to get Champions League again next year, Napoli rather. So I'm not really sure where they go from here. Because obviously they have picked up their form recently, but not their best season. It's
not been their best season, but it's testament to the club and how things go around there, that they can still, mount this sort of charge from there. And if they go on to win, games like they're winning at the minute, there's no reason that, with Roma slipping in form and all the controversy that's going on in Italy at the minute, that they can't then go on to potentially do quite well in the league this season. You just don't know. So I think that could be really interesting to see how that race for Europe hots up in Italy.
Well, we're going to go onto the losers now. We're going to go to Hertfordshire, where it finished Watford 3, Liverpool 0. Liverpool's remarkable unbeaten run comes to an end. They won't go the season unbeaten. They won't be another Invincibles. They were well beaten at Vicarage Road. Ismail Assar with a double. Troy Deeney putting the icing on the cake. What did you think of the game, the result?
I think it's an interesting one, because I think results might have flattered them in the last few weeks, if I'm being totally honest.
I think they've won about 12 games by the odd goal.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the West Ham game; they did not deserve to win that in a million years. Or last Monday night.
That is what champions do.
That is what champions do, and they are very deserved champions. But I do think results have flattered them. I think a big loss was coming. Did I think it would be by Watford? Absolutely not.
I didn't think it would be 3-0 either.
No, absolutely not. But just as bad. It's all right talking about how bad Liverpool were. Watford were fantastic as well.
Yeah, you got
and it's all right mentioning that. But yeah, disappointing for Klopp. Interestingly, they've not won a game since that young Man United fan wrote Jurgen Klopp a letter asking them to stop winning. So a curse from a young United fan.
They've obviously got a big game in the FA Cup this week. Chelsea away. It could be 3 defeats on the bounce for Klopp after they lost to Atletico. They've now lost to Watford, like we said. So it's a really disappointing. Not that it really affects the title race or anything, but obviously Klopp will be disappointed in the manner that they lost. They sort of, I think, fell apart in the second half. Really,
absolutely.
They sort of went into that game maybe with a bit of complacency, maybe a bit of tiredness, fatigue. So yeah, Klopp will be disappointed. Liverpool will be disappointed. Let us know what you think on Watford's performance. Let us know if you think Liverpool will now have a massive drop off in form. Obviously, I think they'll still win. They will win the league.
Yeah,
they need 4 more wins to win the league. But will they continue in Europe? That is, I think, the question. I'm not sure if they'll get the job done against Atletico. So we were going to talk about Leicester and how they haven't won since the end of January, over a month and a half since they beat West Ham. But we were also going to talk about the top 4 race and how much of a shambles it really is. So do you want to put them into one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Leicester obviously are technically in this top 4 race.
A real drop off of form for them as well. So.
Yeah, so obviously they lost on Friday night. They lost 1-0 away at Norwich, where they had a disallowed goal for VAR, and they ended up beating a wonderful goal from Jamal Lewis.
What
to
a
win
strike.
the game. Great strike. So Leicester not won in, like I said, since the end of January.
Yeah.
Rodgers scratching his head a bit.
I think he will be. I think after that, they carried the momentum very well through from the end of the season last season through to the start of this season. And for me, until they lost to City away, they were very much title contenders. I genuinely thought they're in a really good position here to push City and Liverpool. It's not quite worked out like that, and they're slipping away from City as well. I genuinely don't think you can count them out falling out of the top four
No,
at the
I
minute.
agree.
And I, you know, there's a lot of teams that seem to be picking up a lot of form, a lot of teams that are playing well. That I can't see why, you know, Leicester have a lot of work to do to make sure that they do confirm that top 4 place.
Totally agree with you there. Obviously, there's loads of teams in the top 4 race. I think it starts at Leicester and probably goes down to Chelsea, Tottenham, Sheffield United, Wolves, and Everton and Arsenal. I think are all in, and Man United.
Man United as well, yeah.
All in with a shout of getting top 4. There's only a few points in it. Arsenal really disappointing defeat at Olympiakos, home to Olympiakos on Thursday night. A game they were 1-0 up in and they ended up losing 2-1. Not really sure how. They celebrated their that great overhead kick like they'd won the Champions League, only to concede with a minute to go to Yusuf El Arabi and Olympiakos to get knocked out of the Europa League round of whatever it is, 58.
Pretty much, yeah.
Quite hilarious. Honestly, it's quite. If I'm not even joking, it's actually hilarious.
It is hilarious. It's laughable, isn't it?
It just means that anything Tottenham do that's bad is not going to be. It's not going to top that.
Not this season.
At least we beat Olympiakos.
Yeah, Olympiakos at home isn't for everyone, is it?
No, exactly. Wolves, great result at Tottenham on Sunday. Obviously, we were very disappointed by that. A game where we played well for about an hour, but then our defensive frailties showed again, and we let ourselves down, shot ourselves in the foot with some quite horrendous, pathetic defending, in my opinion. And considering we have no striker, I thought we did really well going forward. We looked a threat, but we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot, and at the moment I can't see us finishing in the top 4.
No, I think Tottenham are in a really precarious position where it's going to be difficult for them to finish in the top 4 with the strength of teams around them. For me, it's Sheffield United. I genuinely see Sheffield United and Wolves.
Yeah, I do have to give a lot of credit. Yeah, I agree. I have to give a lot of credit to Wolves. They were fantastic on the weekend. They counter-attacked, they defended well. Yeah. They got some wonderful players. Adama Traore. I love Diogo Jota and Jimenez. I think they're wonderful.
They work so
players.
well together as well.
And obviously, their central midfielders are great, in Coutinho and Neves. So it's going to be tough for Tottenham. They really need to start winning games. Well, it's quite obvious what they need to do. So they need to start winning games. They need to start defending like they want it. It's half-hearted defending half the time from Spurs. Obviously, the injuries don't help. But yeah, like you said, Sheffield United as well. We're well in with a shout, and Man United. Yeah,
I think Man United are actually weirdly, which no one saw happening, sort of coming to everything that Solskjaer has been saying they will. Bizarrely, I know they didn't particularly deserve to get a point at Everton at the weekend, but some of the results they're getting are genuinely very good. I think they're in a good position in the Europa League. I think they'd be one of my favourites to win.
They got
that.
a good draw last, however they
exactly, yeah. So I think they're in a good position. Everything Solskjaer has been building to seems to be happening now.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it also just seems that no matter how many times Spurs lose, Chelsea seems to keep letting them in. They beat us last week to go a few points clear, albeit we lost yesterday. But they drew at Bournemouth on Saturday, a game that they really need to be winning if they want to finish in the top 4. Forget Spurs. There's other teams around there sort of smelling blood a little bit, and they drop points.
Exactly. I think Frank Lampard's been glorified a little bit too much this season, if I'm being totally honest. He had that fantastic start, but since then they've just not been consistent.
They did have a transfer ban. They didn't bring anyone in January. He's had his hands tied a bit, but he also
ultimately that squad is brilliant.
Yeah, a bit of naivety at times. I wouldn't say it's brilliant. I think it's an okay squad. It's an ageing squad as well as a young squad. So the likes of Pedro and Willian, they're a bit old, but then you've got like Mason Mount and Reece James, who are really young. So it's a difficult one, but I think they do need a striker. They need a centre half, and they need a proper central midfielder to go alongside Kovacic, I think. So, well, who do you think is going to finish in the top 4? We've got Chelsea, Spurs, Man United, Arsenal, Sheffield United, Wolves. Leicester.
Leicester and Man United for me.
Leicester and Man United.
Leicester and Man United.
I'm going to back Spurs. I'm going to back us to do it.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot when we got Tottenham too. Probably should have said that.
I'm going to back Tottenham. I'm going to back us. I think, provided we can get Kane and Son back within the next, I don't even know, hopefully in the next month, who knows. Then I think we can really progress and really push on. Hopefully we can get a result this weekend at Burnley. And then we've still got to play Man United at home. So
That's a huge 6 pointer.
Still got to play Arsenal at home. Lots of big games coming up for Tottenham, so I still think we can do it, and I think Leicester will keep their spot. Let us know your thoughts about the top 4 race in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to get in the top 4? Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Leicester, Sheffield United, Wolves, even Everton are in there. Burnley could get there, who knows? Let us know who you think is going to get in the top 4 section in the comment section below. Subscribe, comment, like, all of it. I've been Slav. Thank you very much to Will for coming on.
It's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
We'll have you on again soon, and check out the predicted lineup ahead of tomorrow's home FA Cup 5th round game against Norwich City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Thank you and good night.